Okay, so today we had a follow-up video on the 2018 Nissan Qashqai, which we actually did a service on a couple of years ago. The only thing we didn't do was change out the spark plugs because they weren't due. Now it has got to the age in the mileage where the spark plugs are due, and at a request of a lot of people, this is exactly what we're going to be doing right now. Okay, so here in the engine bay, the spark plugs are actually located underneath this airbox. Now, this airbox is just a, I think like a resonance chamber, because your air filter is actually all the way over here. What we need to do is remove this first. Now, this is connected in a few places. Underneath, there's 3 plastic grommets that we'll just pull out, but at the back here, you do have one clip you need to take off. And at the front here, another hose via a clip you have to take off as well. So you're going to need a pair of pliers and perhaps a little pick just to help get these off without damaging anything. So this is the first thing that we need to remove. Okay, so I've just got myself a long pair of pliers, and you just want to squeeze these clips together, just like that. Sorry if I'm blocking you. And it should just pull out like that. And then you can just let it go for the time being. Down at the front here, we have another clip. Just pull that back, and then hopefully, so actually that will just slide off quite easily. When it comes to the actual airbox, it will literally just pull upwards. Now it's held in by 3 rubber grommets. You just need to pull it sharply upwards, just like that. And where we've released the clips, you can just gently wiggle it, and that just pops off, and then we can just put that to one side. Okay, now that we've removed the cover, this will expose all of the coil packs which are hidden underneath. Now the good news is once that airbox is off, we can now get to each individual spark plug. So we need to disconnect 1, 2, 3, 4 coil pack plugs. Take off 1, 2, 3, 4 10 mils that hold the coil packs in place. Then we're going to remove the coil packs one at a time to expose the spark plugs. So just to show you what's going on, these are the multi-plugs we need to disconnect from each individual spark plug. Now this small tab on the top, you just need to push it downwards, and then with either your other hand or a small pick, you just want to gently push the plug off. Now I can't do it because I'm holding the camera with one hand, but I'll get you back on the mount. It's a good idea to push the plug inwards, then push down on the tab, then release it. Okay, so it does get a little bit tight in there because you've got to work around the intakes here, but you can get to them. Just take your time, make sure to not break anything because they are just plastic. But now that I've got all 4 of those off, we can now access the 10 mils to remove each individual coil pack. Okay, so as you can see, I've just removed all 4 individual coil packs. Now, what I wanted to bring your attention to, I noticed something when pulling these now out. Now, you may or may not have the same situation when you do yours, but as I pulled the coil packs out, on 3 or 4 of them they did that, I had this grey silicone come out with it. Now, I had a little look, and it's very difficult to see. I'm trying to give you some light, but basically, I'm going to show you cylinder 3 actually. You can probably just see there's silicone down in there as well. Now, what this is, I suspect at some point the rocker cover gasket has been replaced, and that is excess silicone that's been used to seal up around the spark plug bores. Now, here's what I've got to do. 1, when I take the spark plugs out, I've got to make sure none of that debris falls into the engine. That'll be very, very bad. So I'm actually going to remove as much as that's possible, but in doing so, I may actually compromise the seal itself. So we might actually have a leak from the rocker cover gasket, which I'm going to have a look at, keep an eye on, and replace if need be. But for the time being, as you can see down there, it's happened as well. And in that one too. So I'm going to gently pull these out and then see what we've got to deal with. Okay, so I've cleared out as much as I can without going a bit too crazy. Now again, you may not have to do this. What I do suspect is whenever the rocker cover was replaced, there's sealant that needs to go around the spark plug bores when it's all put back together, and this is just excess spill off where it's all pushed out when it's been tightened down. Now I'm going to carefully go down and remove the spark plugs. And for this, you're going to need a 14mm spark plug socket. Okay, so here are all 4 spark plugs. Now, these 100% need replacing. If we take a very close look, so we've got cylinders 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here are the classic size. The first thing, now there are some very specific measurements. Can you actually see the gap between the electrodes there? They are super big, which means they've been wearing down for a while now. And it's like that across the board. Now, although the car still runs, there's no engine lights or anything, that is still going to affect combustion and emissions and the overall performance of the engine. Now, the other thing as well, if you look at the back side of each spark plug, you can see that there is a orangey, yellow, blacky burnt part around the base. Now, what this actually is, these are combustion gases that over time are actually pushing their way through the body and out the back. So this is quite common to see, especially with spark plugs that have been in vehicles for quite a long time. So overall, with some worn electrodes and some darkening around the base of the ceramic, are clear indicators that these need to be replaced. And here are the new ones. These are NGK laser iridium. So these spark plugs are designed to last a lot longer. The materials that they use in manufacturing are designed to last longer with all the hot combustion temperatures that these are exposed to. Now, the parts for this one, I've already compared it to the other spark plugs, are correct. That is the part number that you need. That's just a stock number from the company that I got them from. This is the part number there. DILKAR7D11H, and of course we have 4 of them. So let's get these out now and start getting them in. Okay, now here is a comparison with one of the new ones. Now, as you can see, they are exactly the same. I just wanted to show you the comparison of the electrodes. Now, it doesn't look like much. Now, to my eye, there is a substantial difference in the electrode gaps. I don't have feeler gauges on me to show you the difference. So now that we know that they're correct, they're the same length, same part numbers, everything, we can now go ahead and get these back into the engine. So this is where you do now need to be very careful when putting these back in the engine. You can't just turn them upside down and then drop them in and start doing them up. You can potentially damage these on the way in. You can damage the electrodes, which would be very bad. You can also damage the ceramic coating, which actually stops the potential grounding or arcing when all the volts are going through. So I have a spark plug socket here. What's more convenient about this, inside here there is actually a magnet in the bottom. So as you put the spark plug in, it locks in place and it doesn't come out at all. So I can lower it down into the cylinder head, start to screw it in, and then once it's tightened down, it will then just pop off. And therefore it eliminates me having to potentially damage it by dropping it into the cylinder head. Good little tool. Okay, now when you are putting these down into the cylinders, make sure to be very careful and start the thread by hand. It should be nice and easy. I'm putting hardly any effort onto that at all. And then when you do feel it bottom out, you can just leave it there for the time being before we torque them up. Okay, so there we are. I can't turn that by hand, by finger tight anymore. So we're going to leave that there. And the last one. The good news is there's no oil residue when I took some of that silicone out, so I'm hoping the seal is still going to be good. Okay, so that's all for now finger tight. I'm now going to grab the torque wrench and we're going to torque these up to spec. Okay, so just to quickly show you, on the new spark plugs, just like the old ones, you're going to have a washer. Now, this is actually a crushable washer. So what's going to happen is when you're threading it down by hand, it's going to be nice and free. When it bottoms out, you're then going to start tightening it like I'm going to do in a second with the torque wrench. Now, you're going to feel some resistance because as you tighten it up, you're going to feel the resistance of the crushable washer actually seating and crushing. Then it will get pretty tight to the point where the torque wrench will take over and actually tell you how tight it is. So that's what you're feeling out for. Take your time. When you feel it start to crush, it'll give you some resistance. Then it will become pretty hard. That's when it's fully bottomed out and you'll need to tighten it to the correct specification. Okay, so after a quick bit of research, Haynes Pro actually says it's 24 Newton meters, which I do think is a little bit excessive. I think 20 Newton meters is absolutely fine. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to set my digital torque wrench. Oh, and by the way, I finally managed to get myself the digital torque wrench set from Snap-on, and I absolutely love these. I cannot believe I didn't get these any sooner. Okay, so torque wrench is set. I'm now just crushing that washer, I can feel it. And there we are, that's 20 Newton meters. So I can see it gets to about 14, 15 Newton meters, which is where the washer starts to crush. And then once that's crushed, there we go, I've now got to 20 Newton meters. There we go. Okay, so actually I think Haynes Pro was correct at 24 Newton meters. They didn't quite feel securely seated at 20, so I just went over to 24 Newton meters. I got a smaller bit of turn and now they feel great. Okay, so that is all done. The easy part now is just to put everything back in reverse order. And when you're putting the coil packs back in, you just want to gently slide them over and just give them a bit of a firm push down until they seat flush. Then we can go ahead and tighten up the 10mm bolts that hold the coil packs in, just using a battery gun for convenience, but by all means use a small 1/4 inch ratchet just to nip them up. Now all 4 multi-plugs, and you're listening for a nice distinct click once it's fully seated. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now time for the last part, the airbox. Okay, once you've got the 2 pipes back in and the clips back on, once these grommets are lined up, just give it a bit of a hit on the top and it's all back in place. And that is how you change the spark plugs on your Nissan. There we are all done for the day, and that is how you change out the spark plugs on a 2018 Nissan Qashqai with a 1.5 litre petrol engine. If you've enjoyed or learned a little something, you know the drill by now. Hit the like button, comment, and more importantly, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.